Koenigssee in Germany stopped 7 on the Wiesmann FIBT Women's World Cup Bobsleigh Tour, and Kaylee Humphries, the Olympic champion, leading by over a quarter of a second, a tightly packed field behind her going into the second and deciding heat. The Bavarian track is the oldest artificial ice track in the business, and it was built when speeds were lower. Consequently, it's even trickier in snowy conditions for modern sleds, as Ekaterina Kostromina found out to her cost down in the lower labyrinth. But luckily, both girls escaped unharmed from their high-speed incident. Sandra Kyriasis of Germany was tied only for 6th position after the first heat here in Bavaria. Last week in Altenburg, she came from 5th to take the bronze medal. Could lightning strike twice? Certainly the former Olympic and world champion was on flying form, pulling a big lead over Great Britain's Paula Walker. But would it be enough to close in on the medal contenders? Fabienne Meyer of Switzerland was in a great position after the first heat, just out of the top 3 in 4th place. The former junior world champion put in a strong run, but not enough to keep her in medal contention. Kyriasis and teammate Berit Viaka remained in the leaders' box as the Swiss slipped down the order. 3 to go still in Koenigssee, among them last year's winner on this track and last week's winner in Altenburg, Saxony's Kathleen Martini, with Janina Tischer behind her, her first race of the season. They got off to another big start, but would she be able to stave off the charging Kyriasis? Yes, she would. She guaranteed herself a medal as German girls went 1-2 with 2 sleds remaining. Could they do the unthinkable and take a win here in Koenigssee? Well, Caroline Spani just returned from winning the women's bobsleigh title in the Swiss Championships a week earlier in St. Moritz. Had the start, but not the drive to hold them off. And she slipped down the order as teammate Fabienne Meyer had done behind her. Martini led with just the Olympic champion Kaylee Humphries still to go. Winner of the first 5 races, Humphries was smarting from being knocked down to 3rd place the previous week, and was determined not to let that happen again. And after a smoking first heat, the second was electrifyingly quick. The Olympic champion at her imperious best as she crushed the opposition to win by over 0.4 of a second, taking her 6th win of the season. The loss in Altenburg serving only to spur her on to even greater efforts in Koenigssee and a 0.4 of a second margin of victory. Top 3 in the race, also the top 3 in the World Cup rankings ahead of Esme Campos. Kaylee Humphries leading the chase for the season-long Crystal Globe. We head next week to Eagles, Austria, and more bobsled action.